Hi, I'm Malvina, and I'd like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. Just kidding, we're talking about genocide. Aren't you relieved? I apologize to those of you who are excited at the idea of being scammed. But on that note, please send me your money and I'll make sure it gets to Gaza safely. And for every $1 you give to Gaza, another $5 goes to me, and the $1 you were giving to Gaza. But on a more serious note, I'd like to talk to you about the mechanics of the language of genocide, its purpose, its effects, and how it plays into the current genocide in Gaza. Obviously, people aren't born with a vitriolic hate towards other people, typically, or really ever. During World War II, the propagandists in Nazi Germany were tasked with convincing the overall whole of society to be okay with the eradication, subjugation, and systematic slaughter of Jews. And that's not necessarily an easy task. In order to prep society to somehow be okay with and complicit in the oppression and eradication of a people, you have to successfully strip them of their humanity. Essentially, this genocidal rhetoric and language can be categorized as stripping you of your human status. See this type of language prevalent throughout the state of Israel, as well as historically throughout other genocides. What I mean is referring to Palestinians as vermin, louse, lice, rats, dogs, parasites, insects. This is the language of genocide. And no, it's not as simple as reducing a human being down to just any animal. Notice the type of animals being used. These are vermin, and referring to them as termites and lice and rats. These aren't just any type of creatures. These type of creatures bring death, disease. We see these type of creatures influx in population and numbers during crises. Creatures and organisms that make themselves visible and seen during times of death and destruction, in prisons, amongst corpses, festering in wounds like maggots, so it's not as simple as just calling them animals. During Nazi Germany, specialized propagandists tasked with dehumanizing Jewish people were extremely successful in their endeavor. And there's a specific quote brought to mind for me. During Nazi Germany, we obviously know that children in schools were heavily indoctrinated, the Hitler Youth. And so I remember this specific interview with a little girl during Nazi Germany, and she was asked, "How do you feel about Jewish people?" And her response was, "Well, I suppose they're God's creatures, but so are cockroaches."